Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. It is time for one of my favorite videos that I do every year, Summer Reads. Know by now, if you are not new to this channel, that I am a very seasonal person. I thrive with different seasons. My personal favorites are autumn and spring. Summer I do enjoy up until it gets to be around July and August. I live in Southeast and it gets freaking hot here. I'm talking about the weather app will say, the temperature is 90, but it feels like 105. And then I feel like my skin is melting off and it's not a good time. But nevertheless, I don't enjoy the high heats when it comes to summer, but I do enjoy summer reads. So summer reads are some of my favorite. It's probably one of my favorite times to read all year because I read a lot of light and kind of fluffy romance books, but I also read a lot of thrillers as well. Today I want to focus on the romance books because there are a lot of romance books that are set in summer that take place on a beach or a vacation that are just quintessential to read with, you know, a drink in your hand, by the pool, by the beach, in your backyard, like myself. Either way, it's perfect to read in a summer setting. The first two books I want to start off with are my kind of two quintessential summer books that I always recommend to anyone who's ever like, I need a perfect summer read to read on a beach that's romantic, but it's like got a beachy setting. These two books are the books for you. I'm sure you've heard about them, but either way, I still want to talk about them because they are quintessential summer reads in my opinion, and that is the UN Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. Who's shocked? Nobody. It is my favorite Christina Lauren book with good reason. Look at the cover, so freaking summery. I love it. This one follows a character named Olive who has a twin sister. Her twin sister is getting married, and with that, she's the maid of honor. And when you're the maid of honor, you get paired up with the best man a lot. The best man is Ethan, and Ethan and Olive do not get along. So much to their surprise, when the reception of the wedding comes and everybody gets sick but them, Olive's own sister can't go on her honeymoon to Maui, and she's like, you know, you just look like me, go, Ethan's gonna go, like, enjoy this honeymoon. So they have to pretend they are in love and married and newlyweds, and you can guess what happens from there. It's set in Maui, it's got great enemies to lovers romance, a great summer setting, quintessential summer book right here. We also have It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. When I think of summer, I think immediately these two books right here. This one is very much inspired by the character Alexis by Schitt's Creek. If you've seen her, she's a very kind of like brat that's rich and has to spend daddy's money, that kind of thing. And basically in this book we have Piper who gets in trouble by her stepdad, and he sends her to this very small like Pacific Northwest like boat town to revitalize their deceased father's kind of bar. And there she meets Brendan, who is a surly boat captain, and steam ensues. If you haven't read Tessa Bailey, if you don't like steam, perhaps stay away from it. If you want a great steamy romance that takes place in the summer between a surly boat captain and a kind of rich girl that does learn life's values and things like that, this one is great. Next up, we have The Roughest Draft by Emily Wibberley and I always mess that up, Austin Sigma Broca. One day I'll say it right on the first try. One day. This is about two characters, two authors really, Katrina and Nathan. They met in college and they immediately kind of had their spark of like writing together, so they wrote a couple of books together, and one of their books became a bestseller. Like, it was very, very popular, but writing the book was really, really hard for them. They were stuck inside this very small, tiny house in Florida where it was hot and humid and a lot of repressed feelings, if you get what I'm saying, and they haven't talked for years. Like, they used to be best friends, co-authors, they haven't talked for years. Now, many years later, both their careers are kind of floundering, and they realize that they actually have one more book on like their book deal that they have to fulfill. So they go back to that small house in Florida and have to write another book. You get both of their perspectives. You really get to see how writing a book is between two authors, which is really cool because this is actually written by two authors, and like it's written by a husband and wife, which is really cool. But this one's great for summer because it takes place in Florida. Like, I felt them so much, and they were in the hot and humid. I was like, I get that so much. This one has a lot of tension as well. Like, the tension was so thick between these two, you can cut it down the middle with a knife. We have one of my favorite underrated ones I read a few years ago, Island Affair by Priscilla Olivieri. This one, like, if the cover doesn't draw you in, I don't know what will. This is about a character, Sarah, who is going down to Key West to visit her family. Her mom is just in remission from cancer, and she's going down with her boyfriend, who she's told her family that it's it's her fiance, so she kind of lied. And then her boyfriend like totally abandons the trip. He's like, I'm not going, I forget it. And so who overhears this but firefighter Lewis, and he's actually a native to Key West, and he's like, you know what, I'll help you. I pretend to be your fiance for this trip for your family because she wants to keep up appearances. And obviously it's a fake dating romance that was really cute. It had a little bit of steam in it. It showed you what like kind of the Key West, Miami Keys were, and was really, really awesome. They did a lot of like summer beach activities, which I really enjoyed, which makes it again quintessential summer reading. Emily Henry is known for kind of her summer reads. I feel like all of her books usually released in May or June, which is quintessential summertime. And her latest one is just that. Happy Place is, dare I say, my favorite Emily Henry book. I love all of her adult romances, but this one takes place in the summer, and it follows Harriet, who has been in love with Wynn for forever. They've always been together. They've had this very big core group of friends. They've been engaged as well, but they have been broken up for a while, and nobody knows. So Harriet's gonna go on her usual girls trip. She goes up to Maine for Lobster Fest. Like, so summery, I love it. And break it to her friends that her and Wynn are broken up. Only when she gets there, Wynn is there, and so is everyone else. Because surprise, it's gonna be their last time that they can vacation together. And surprise, another one of her friends and her other friend is getting married. So Harriet and Wynn are like, crap, we can't tell anyone we've broken up. We have to kind of fake it for, you know, our friends. But of course, you can see where this goes. This one has a lot to do with friendship, especially in your 30s. I am 35, and I resonated so much with this book, especially with the friendship aspect of how when you're growing up, all of your lives are kind of branching out in different directions, and you don't know quite what to do with friendships because it's hard. And also it deals with Harriet and Wynn and their love story of second chance and what happened to make them kind of break up in the first place. This was a great one. I loved it. It's a great summer read. It's one that'll make you swoon and probably make you cry, so just be aware of that. Another new one is Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. I just read this one recently. While it wasn't my favorite, it fits the summer vibes perfectly. This one follows a character named Samantha who is going to spend the summer with her family at Martha's Vineyard, which is a great summery place. I would assume. I've never been. I'll assume it. And so she's going there to watch her younger half brother. She's also trying to figure out what she wants to do with her career because she's a chef and she quit her job recently, and she's also struggles from dyslexia as well. So it's got great dyslexic representation. There she meets the kind of director of this library. I forget his name, Bennett, and he's a bookworm. She is not, but they kind of have this thing going on. This one has a lot going on with it. It's got the relationship between Samantha and Bennett, which was cute. It's also got Samantha dealing with her career and also her dyslexia, and also trying to figure out her relationship with her half brother. But they do some summary things that I would classify this as like a summer book. I mean, the title is Summer Reading, for goodness sake, so I would hope it has some summer things in it, and it does, so it fits the bill on that remark. If you want a super quick summer read, When in Rome is great. This one could be also kind of fallish as well, but it's just so quick and fast that I was like, this is summery. I don't know what exactly time of year this takes place in, but this follows a character named Amelia Rose, who is a famous pop star. Like, I don't know why I thought of Taylor Swift for some reason, and Amelia is getting burnt out because poor Taylor Swift, I mean Amelia, can't catch a break. She's preparing for her world tour coming up, and she is just fried. So she decides to rewatch one of her favorites, Audrey Hepburn's movie, When in Rome. And she's like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Rome. But she can't just go to Rome, so she goes to Rome, Kentucky, and she gets stuck in the front yard of this guy, I forget his name, Noah, and he lets her stay in his house, which is very, very odd. But either way, it's a small town romance. If you want summery and small town romances, I would check this one out. It was cute. It's also a clean romance as well, so in case you want that, this one's great for that. Perhaps you would like to go to the West, perhaps Texas, for a book. The Bodyguard is definitely amazing. This is about a character named Hannah. It's a bodyguard. Like, she is like Buffy pretty much. She can kill somebody with a ballpoint pen. She can also fly a helicopter if she wanted to. Like, she is amazing. She is assigned to a lot of different famous people to save their lives. So she gets assigned to Jack Stapleton, who is a famous actor, because he has a few fans that are maybe threatening his life. And so Hannah is assigned his bodyguard, but the problem is he has to go back home to his family in Texas because his mom is getting sick and he has to take care of her, but he doesn't want them to know that he has a bodyguard. She has to pretend that he's his girlfriend, and it is just so cute, just so kind of Western with the Texas vibes. I really loved it. I mean, she's wearing cowboy boots. Super cute book. Catherine Center does not disappoint for a super cute romance. Again, not a lot of steam in case you're not into that. So there you have all of my many summer reads, books that are perfect for that summertime, books that are just perfect to take on the beach, that are great adult romances. I will do a video soon on some YA summer reads because I have a lot of those. Even though I don't read a lot of YA anymore, I still have a soft spot in my heart for YA summer reads because they're just amazing in my opinion. And perhaps I'll do another summer thrillers because I do love reading thrillers as well in summer. Maybe it's because the sun stays up to like 9 and I'm not too scared to read them. Because when it gets to fall and winter, I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know. But either way, I would love to know some of your favorite summer books. Please leave them in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.